We often hear how important gratitude is in our lives, how it brings peace of mind to us, happiness, abundance, prosperity. You might be like me saying, well, that all sounds great, but what do I do? How do I bring more gratitude in my life? What are the practices? What works? Well, if you want to know, my friend, you are going to love today's episode, so stay tuned. So hi and welcome. I'm Annette Ba'u, founder of MillionaireSeries.com and host of the Millionaire Insider channel. For over 30 years, I've been an advisor and a researcher to the top 1% and 2% of millionaires to learn what millionaires do differently and how they create amazing lives with wealth, health, and happiness. And now I'm providing you practical, easy to implement insights so that you can create the business, the life, and the wealth you desire. And as I like to say, to create a richer and more fulfilling life. The Wealthy Life. And as I've shared with you, stay tuned. Our new podcast, The Wealthy Life podcast, is coming up, wealthylife360.com. I'm so excited about that, really bringing mindset and money together. But today we're talking about gratitude. And I can share with you a really, really exciting share that's come largely because of gratitude and my practice of gratitude. But I've achieved my net worth goal. And I share that with you not to brag, but to let you know that I set this crazy goal that I didn't believe was possible. In my heart of hearts, it felt right, but truly I thought I probably will never, ever reach it. And what's so fascinating is I actually had an attorney who, when I shared my goal at the time, which was 10% of my ultimate net worth goal, he actually laughed at me and he said, oh, good luck. Everyone wants to achieve that. There's no way you're going to do that. And I think back and I think, oh my gosh, if he only knew. But gratitude has been a critical part of that. And it has been not only for me, but for thousands of other people. So I hope you at least consider adding a gratitude practice to your routine. Today we're diving into the power of gratitude. Please remember to click subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified of bonus episodes. All materials and intellectual property are copywritten by themillionaireseries.com. The information we provide is not intended to replace any specialist or to provide you any type of investment, financial, tax, retirement, or any planning or health care advice. All participants agree to hold MillionaireSeries.com and its affiliates harmless for results achieved or not achieved, and all international copyrights are reserved. For today's show notes, go to MillionaireSeries.com/159. For all show notes, go to MillionaireSeries.com/WLI. Oprah said, be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. My friends, truer words have never been spoken. I am convinced that on your journey, wherever you are, you want to be grateful. I remember being grateful when I had a $100,000 net worth. I remember being grateful when I had a $500,000 net worth and when I had $1 million net worth. And the key is be grateful for what you have. It might not be where you want to end up, but be grateful and enjoy the process. I share that if I would have done one thing over, I would have had a little more fun along the way. So it was really fun when I was younger. And then all of a sudden I got like, oh, I've got to be successful. I've got to achieve these goals. And I think like, oh, you can't have fun along the way. I mean, where did that belief come in? So don't let that be you. Enjoy the process and set your goals for what you want to achieve. So let's start by talking about the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is such that like attracts like. The belief is that when you're grateful for what you currently have, you're going to attract more of it. And because we're conditioned to focus on what we don't want versus what we do want, that's where we get caught up. And I know a lot of times people hear the law of attraction or manifestation or all those type of things, raising your vibe, and it seems really woo-woo. Well, if you think about it, we're all energy. There's some energy coming from us. And think of a radio station. You know, if you're dialed into 100.7 and all your ideal clients are at 99.9, you've got a problem, right? You're not connecting on the same wavelength. The same is true for us. That's why we want to be showing up at what level we want to, ideally a level 3, which is where we are above the grid. We are love, peace, joy, win-win, doing the things we need to do to get the results we want, as compared to below the grid, fear, worry, anxiety, win-lose or lose-win. You know, nothing good comes below the grid. Yeah, we feel good for a little while because we've won and somebody else has lost, but do we really? I mean, that's really not an ideal scenario. Whereas when we really can focus in on what we want and be really clear on where we're going, that's when everything changes. And by being focused in on where we're showing up. So if we need to show up at 100.7, we just need to turn the radio station. It's the same thing when it comes to all these other things that so many people think are woo-woo. Now, I understand. Some people really are woo-woo about them. Even I, who completely believe in most of that, realize that some people make it so far out there that it doesn't seem practical. So what I like to just say is, let's make it practical manifestation. Let's make it practical law of attraction. Let's make it practical raise your vibe. What is it in real world terms? Okay, everyone can understand a radio station. You know, for some of you that can't, you change the radio dial and it goes to a different one. Let's say you're playing a certain song. You want to listen to a different song. You got to go and tune into that song. It's not any different when it comes to what you attract in your life, and gratitude is a critical element. So today's episode is brought to you by our very own Mindset Mastery template. You can go to millionaireseries.com/MMT to download our Mindset Mastery template. This template is going to help you to really get in the driver's seat of your life. It walks you step by step through what you need to do so that you can create the mindset, the strategy, and ultimately the execution that you need to really get the results you want. So again, millionaireseries.com/MMT. You know, a lot of people come to me, they want more wealth, they want more success, and the best place to start is on your mindset. It's on your foundation. It's on what you need to do to get results. So again, millionaireseries.com/MMT. So we're going to dive into 6 steps to help you attract more joy and abundance into your life. And it all begins with gratitude. So let's dive in. So the first step is gratitude and abundance. Because I think it's great to be grateful for everything that's happening in your life. But at some point, hopefully you also want to have some abundance, right? Not just I'm grateful for everything, but I don't have any money. What I have found in my life, and I have spent my life researching this, is that there are a lot of miserable millionaires. That said, people that have money are happier and do have a better life oftentimes than people who are broke. What I find with people who are broke is they have the same challenges, but they don't have money to help with anything. So having more abundance is a good thing, especially if you have a good heart, you're operating above the grid, you're doing good in the world, then hey, it's a triple win. Now, when you shift your focus towards gratitude, it's going to bring an immediate sense of happiness. Because when you start thinking about what you're grateful for, and especially initially, you're going to be like, oh, I'm so grateful that I've got a rose garden. I'm so grateful that I have 3 lovely homes. I'm so grateful that I've got 3 lovely children, that I have a wonderful husband. You start thinking of all the things you're grateful for. But what I want you to start getting is not just the things that you think are great, but it's those lessons we learn that aren't so great, meaning some of those challenges. In fact, I have found that some of the challenges that occur bring more ultimate joy to me than the things that are great, because they're the lessons we need to learn to really excel and be our best. Now, gratitude can help us overcome difficult times more quickly, meaning when we focus on what we're grateful for and we're focused on what we want, it brings more of that in return, and it gets us focused on something that we can impact, some step we can take right now to get it. When you take the time to appreciate the little things along the way, it makes our experiences more positive. Like when you can just go outside and just go, oh, I love that tree, a tree you've never noticed, or oh, I love the look of that house, or oh, I love the fact that the sun's shining. Whatever it is, when we can focus on that, it's going to bring more positive experiences, more joy, more abundance, more of whatever we want. So we've got to understand the connection, and we've got to understand the focus. The next is daily gratitude. Now, this is where I really know it impacted where I arrived as far as my net worth goal, because I do a daily gratitude journal where I just write down things I'm grateful for. And what I find has shifted is it's not always just the positive things. It's some of the challenges. It's some of the things that I would rather have not happened to me, but they've made me such a better person. See, I grew up thinking like everything should be good. And if you have something bad that happens to you, oh, you're a bad person, or oh, you're getting payback. And what I've come to realize is no, that's what makes me the best person I can be. And it's more how we choose to respond to that. So this is the practice. Each day write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. And I like to do it the evening before you go to bed. So I write down 3 to 5 things, and then what it allows you to do is sleep on it so that your subconscious mind can percolate and process it, allowing your mind to absorb it so you're more focused on it. And what's interesting is that when you start focusing in on positive emotions and looking at what you want, it brings you towards that. It's like a part of your brain called the reticular activity center that when you get clear on what you want, it just kind of brings you towards it. What I find in my mastermind is people go, I don't know what happened to me. I wake up and I'm doing the activities I need to do. I'm like, we got to be focused on what we want. We got to be focused on the good in life. And what ends up happening is it attracts other positive people, other positive clients, and it's a win-win. It's like what I like to say, a triple win. All right, share appreciation each day. What I want you to do is I want you to think of one thing you can do each day or each week, if you can't do it daily and do it weekly, that you can share with somebody that you appreciate. And ideally, you can call a friend or a family member and let them know how much they mean to you. Now, for some people, this is really hard. So I say, then fine, write a letter. And just write a letter about how proud you are of them, the impact they've had on your life, how much they mean to you. It's amazing what happens not only when you send that, but then when you also receive it. Now, we use a third-party tool. You can go to millionaireseries.com/RCS. We can actually send these in mass amounts. But I have one client who literally every single month he would send these out. And his sister actually called. She said, are you okay? Are you thinking about suicide or anything? He's like, what are you talking about? She goes, that letter you sent me was so heartfelt. But he said he's had grown men call him and crying, saying no one has ever sent something so meaningful or impactful to them. I can remember calling a friend and saying, I just want you to know what an impact you've had in my life and what an amazing person you are. And she goes, that's probably one of the nicest things anyone has ever said to me. And I'm sitting here thinking, I would think she hears it all the time. People don't. And sometimes it's hard to share. I remember when I was younger, it's hard to let people know how important they are to us or what impact they've had. Don't let that be you because it has a direct tie to everything you attract in your life. All right, the gratitude hour. So for a certain amount of time, let's say, for instance, you say, okay, every morning from like 8 to 9 a.m., I'm just going to be focused in on gratitude. Now, I understand you may have to do work and you may have other things to do, but make an intention that during that period of time, you are going to just be grateful for everything that happens and that you're going to really make it a concerted effort of what you're grateful for. Because what you're going to find is the more you see positives and the more you focus on what you want, the more you're going to get it. And what happens is as you elevate your energy, as you become more positive in how you see the world, you attract more in your life. You attract more abundance. I mean, it was when I started really being conscious and really being grateful for what's happening in my life that everything changed, my income and my net worth. And it can for you. I've seen this over and over again with producers who have been top producers and then they plateau or they go down. They start being grateful and really focusing in on what they're grateful for and letting others know. And not only does their income go up, but so does their net worth. That's the power of it. The next one is a gratitude reminder. Now, I love this. When you're done doing a power hour, and I'll link to that in the show notes, but you've done 50 to 70 minutes of laser focus followed by a power break. You then set your intention. Just set an alarm to also identify one thing you need to do as far as focusing in on gratitude. And what you're going to find is by determining what you're grateful for and focusing in on it, it produces those happy endorphins. And then what happens is you start your next power hour and you're in much better mood. You're much clearer on your focus and you're able to really attract what you want in your life. You're able to live the good life. You're able to live a richer and more fulfilling life. And that, my friends, it doesn't get much better than that, right? I mean, people always think they want more money. No, you want a richer and more fulfilling life. Yeah, you want money, but you want an amazing life. And this helps you. It's so powerful. All right, affirm you. And I know if you're like me, this is really hard, right? Because we'll give gratitude to other people, but then ourselves, oh my gosh. And then we're like, oh, I'm too thin, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that. I mean, it's just crazy. But what I want you to do is make it a practice each morning when you look at yourself in the mirror. And I like to do this right when I get up and I have any makeup on and just say one positive thing to yourself. I'm amazing, I'm worthy, I'm enough. Now, not in a egotistical way, but just in a way of saying, I'm enough. I may not be perfect, but I'm enough. Or one of my favorite ones is, I got this. You got this. So you can look in the mirror, I got this, you got this. Just be easy on yourself. I think so many times we're too hard on ourselves. And it's so easy. We look around and all we do is see people that are like, somewhat narcissistic and all this is about them. And then we're like, well, we don't want to be like that. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying be easy on yourself and know that as we go through life, we're going to make mistakes. And the key is really, do we learn from them or are we repeating them over and over again? When we affirm ourselves and we program it into our mind, we start believing it. And we show up like it's true. Like, I am enough. That's why it's such a powerful affirmation. I am enough is at the core level of your worth barometer. And what happens is you start vibrating at a higher level and you start attracting more of what you want. You're able to change that radio station. You're no longer dialed into 99.9. You're now at 100.7, which is where the people you want to attract are located. That, my friends, is powerful. All right, and a recap. Gratitude, it improves our happiness. What we focus on brings more to us. When we're focused on what we're grateful for, we can't help but be happier. It elevates our energy. You feel better. When you're grateful and you let people know that, you feel better in yourself. It helps us attract more of what we want. It lightens our energy. It makes us feel freer and just more in the flow of life. And it makes life easier and also more fun. So don't discount it. Now, today's episode was brought to you by our Mindset Mastery template. You can go to millionaireseries.com/MMT to access the template. But let's face it, if you want more gratitude in your life, you want more clients in your life, you want more wealth in your life, it all starts with your mindset, your foundation. What I find so fascinating is so many people want more money or they want more clients and they want to go out there and do it. I'm like, let me know how that's working. If it was working, you wouldn't be needing help. The reality of it is, it starts in between our ears. And once you get that and you're able to shift, normally it's not major shifts, it's minor shifts. That's when everything changes. So again, millionaireseries.com/MMT. If you want to go to our results formula training, you can go to millionaireseries.com/RF. That is actually tied into our mindset mastery training. And it helps you not only with your mindset, but with your strategy and with your execution. So again, you can go to millionaireseries.com/RF. For today's show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/159. For all show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/WLI. So thank you so much for joining me for The Power of Gratitude. I'm Annette Bau, host of the Millionaire Insider. All international copyrights are reserved. Now, wasn't that easy? Okay, I gave you a lot of different options. Just start with one or two. Just identify daily something you're grateful for. Be easy on yourself. Take a minute to say, I am enough. I may have a lot of shortcomings. I have a lot of shortcomings, trust me. But I am enough. I'm enough. And I'm getting better every day in every way. And by just shifting a few things and incorporating those into your daily practice, you're going to love the results. And then it's kind of like, wow, I had no idea gratitude was a direct connect to abundance, prosperity, an amazing life. But my friends, it is. So now before you go, please click the link above. That episode is specifically designed to help you on your next step, and it ties into the training we did today. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Bye for now.